Wednesday is gone. We have no time to mourn. It's Newcastle United at the Bridge this week. Can we regain our pride? Let's find out together. And if you enjoy good, honest Chelsea content and good, honest Chelsea debate, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are 7 subscribers away from that magical 1,000. Come and get involved and join me on the live stream tomorrow at 5:15 for the watch along. Okay, so let's talk about this game. Let's talk about Chelsea and how we overcome the disaster that happened on Wednesday against PSG. For a start, there has got to be some changes in the squad, and we'll deep dive into that in a little while. But we have to gain authority, get control of this game early, dominate the ball, push Newcastle backwards. Do not let them get a foothold in this game, because if Newcastle get a foothold in this game, our confidence is already at an all-time low. So we need to be sure that we can get the goal early to push Newcastle on the back foot and give ourselves a real good chance of getting all 3 points tomorrow from Stamford Bridge. So how do we do that exactly? How do we take the game to Newcastle tomorrow? How do we break them down early, get a goal early, and push on for those 3 points? Let's talk about it. For example, right, against PSG on Wednesday, there were moments where we were brave on the ball, where we wanted to push PSG back, and we had some good moments in that game. Not all of them were perfect, and not all of them resulted in a goal, but there were moments in that game where we were brave, took the game to PSG, and gave them something to worry about. And if we do the same tomorrow, but with a bit more authority, I think we can give Newcastle something to worry about through the whole match. Liam Rosenior needs to get this squad fired up for the game, and he needs to be able to command that authority as a coach. Not just, oh, I'm a football friend of yours. No, you need to be a coach. Demand the authority, command your post, and bring the players into the fire, and show the fans tomorrow that there is something left to fight for in this season. Because if we don't, it's curtains. So let's talk a bit about Newcastle and talk about what they bring to the game tomorrow and what they can do to hurt us in effect. So after their 1-1 draw against Barcelona at St James's Park during the week in the Champions League, they're going to be coming off a real high from that, because not losing to Barcelona is a very good feat for Newcastle United. They've not been in the Champions League that long. They've only been in a couple of times in the last few years. So going up against Barcelona and coming out with a draw against players like Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, Pedri, De Jong, they've got some great players, Barcelona, and so Newcastle will come out of that game feeling rejuvenated and wanting to prove a point. They're quick on the ball, they're dynamic on the counter-attack, they can defend deep, they're very well structured. So plenty to worry about from Newcastle United. And the players that we'll point out: Anthony Gordon, Joelinton, Sandro Tonali. They've got some very good players. Former Chelsea player Lewis Hall, former Chelsea player Tino Livramento. They're good enough to cause a problem, and if we're not careful tomorrow, we could really be overrun by these kinds of players. And so we do have to take that into account too. So what do we do tomorrow? How do we line up against Newcastle? What can we bring to the table to try and beat Newcastle at the Bridge tomorrow? Well, I've put a lineup together that I think is more than capable of beating Newcastle United. So let's get into it now, and I'll give you my thoughts. But just before we get into that Chelsea lineup to face Newcastle United tomorrow, I want to please ask you one more time to subscribe to the channel. We are 7 subscribers away from that magic 1,000. If we can make it happen before the watch along tomorrow, that would mean a lot to us. So please make sure you subscribe and leave a like on this video and comment your thoughts about this game tomorrow. Okay, so let's get into this lineup. As you can see on screen, this is what I'm going with to face Newcastle United tomorrow at the Bridge at 5:30 PM kickoff. Starting in goal, Robert Sanchez. I do not want to see Jorgensen in goal tomorrow. I do not want to see him anywhere near that goalpost, because if he is, then we are in some deep trouble. His distribution is poor. His ability to command his box is poor. His ability to organise his defence is poor. Robert Sanchez is a far better goalkeeper. Yeah, he's still not that great, but he is a far better goalkeeper than Philippe Jorgensen, and so therefore I want Robert Sanchez in goal tomorrow to face Newcastle. Now, moving in to the back four, let's talk about what I think this back four needs. This needs structure, solidity, but also fluidity in the attack. And how do we do this? How do we combine the two? Well, this is what I've gone with for the back four. Our right back, Reece James, without question. He has just signed a new deal until 2032. So he is going to be here for a long time to come, and he is going to be the captain for a long time to come. He will finish his career at Chelsea Football Club, and he will finish on a high, hopefully, with some trophies to remember his run at Chelsea by. So Reece James at right back and left back, Marc Cucurella. You could argue Joel Hatto could go here, but Marc Cucurella needs to get that ability back and needs to get that fitness back after a time out on the injury bench. You know, time to get him back into the squad, get his fitness up and get him going again, and get him to prove again why he is the best left back in the Premier League, if not the world. Moving in to the two centre-backs, let's talk about the two centre-backs. So in my opinion, I think we should go with Wesley Fofana and Mamadou Sarr. Now, why Mamadou Sarr, you ask? Mamadou Sarr has that ability to defend and to really, really get involved. He's got a great tackle on him. He's got great pace to get back and defend when we're being hit on the counter. You know, he's got that ability. He's got that athleticism about him. And I think next to Wesley Fofana, that could be a real partnership for years to come. But guys, let me know what you think about the defence in the comments. And now let's move on into the midfield. The midfielders. Let's talk about what we've done here. So we've got with a double pivot of Moises Caicedo and Andre Santos. Now, I feel like Andre Santos should have played on Wednesday. I feel like Andre Santos would have given something different to the game. A bit of athleticism in that midfield to break down players like Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Doué, Vitinha. I think he would have given something different. But obviously, Rafinha didn't see that in him, so he didn't play him. But I think Andre Santos comes back into the fold for this game, and I think he starts alongside the best defensive midfielder in the world, Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo needs to get his form back. He's had a few shaky games recently, but we all know full well he is the best midfielder in the world in the defensive midfield position. So he starts next to Andre Santos. Now, moving in to the three behind the striker, Pedro Neto is not going to be available after being sent off against Arsenal and a one-match ban and potentially more from UEFA after pushing the ball boy over on Wednesday against Paris Saint-Germain. We have to do something different. So what do we do? So on this left-hand side, I have gone for Alejandro Garnacho. I think Alejandro Garnacho deserves more game time, and he should have got more game time against PSG on Wednesday. I think if we had brought Neto off a little bit earlier and brought Garnacho on, we could have still been in the game. And if Rafinha had not made the silly substitutions that he did of Liam Delap and Romeo Lavia, I think the game could have been different, but we must not mourn it. So Alejandro Garnacho on that left-hand side. Moving on to the right-hand side, Cole Palmer has to play again. He has to find his best form again. And the only way to do that is by playing consistently, well over and over again. So him on that right-hand side will be perfect for tomorrow's game. And I think he could cause Newcastle some real problems. Now, moving into the number 10 position, we have gone with none other than Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez in this 10 position, the box crashing midfielder position. I do think this is where he is at his best. I don't think he's so much of a 6 or an 8. I think he is a 10, but a hybrid 10, not a 10 at full, but an 8 or a 10 in a hybrid sort of role where he can get back, help out, and then crash the box on the attack. So Enzo Fernandez in that number 10 position. And up top, without question, it has to be our best player this season, Joao Pedro. Since Liam Rossinha has come in, he has been a changed man. He was good under Maresca, but under Rossinha, he has been brilliant. And therefore, he needs to continue this run of form. And so, he starts up top for me tomorrow. Guys, let me know what you think about my lineup for tomorrow's game against Newcastle in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a like on this video and comment what your lineup would be for tomorrow's game. Okay, so let's move on now and I'll give you my prediction. I'm going to be brutally honest. It's going to be a tough game tomorrow. It's not going to be one of those games where we manage to walk over Newcastle United and win 3, 4, 5-0. It is going to be a game of solidity, structure and fluid attacking ability. And can we match the two? So I'm going to be honest and I'm going to give you a very real prediction. So, in my opinion, I'm going to say Chelsea 2, Newcastle United 0. I'm going to say Chelsea 2 and Newcastle United 0. And I'm going to say Reece James to score a free kick at some point. And I'm going to say Joao Pedro to score again for Chelsea. But guys, let me know your predictions in the comments and what you would do with the lineup tomorrow. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, drop a like on this video. And guys, I will see you at 5:15 PM tomorrow for the watch along. Take care, guys.